Hello, this is John Locke from Lockdown Design. Today I want to talk with you for just a few minutes about domain forwarding with masking and what that is and why you want to avoid it. In the video that we did directly before this one, we talked about buying multiple domains and forwarding them to your destination domain name. Say if it's your branded domain name, you want all these extra domain names to resolve to that one. Okay, so one of the questions that I got recently was about domain forwarding with masking. So some of the domain name registrars offer this, like Network Solutions, GoDaddy, several others. And what this is, let's say, for example, that your branded domain name is bradsstuff.com, but you have all these extra domain names like bradsproducts.com, and you want to forward it to that domain. So when you go into your domain registrar panel and it asks you, do you want to forward this to this other domain? Do you want to have masking on or off? So you want to make sure that you have masking off, and you want to double check this. Make sure that you're forwarding all those extra domain names without masking on, because otherwise it's going to go to that domain with the domain name that they typed in. Again, in our example, your destination domain name is bradsstuff.com. So if you have this secondary domain, bradsproducts.com, and you're forwarding it with masking, then when people type in bradsproducts.com, that's what they're going to see in their address bar. Now, the reason that I say that you want to turn masking off is if you're building links, if you're not all resolving to one domain, what's going to happen is Google's going to see two websites instead of one, because that extra domain has a masking on. Google is basically going to see that as an exact clone of your other website, and it can crawl and index that whole other site. So basically you'd have two domains in Google with the exact same content. Where that becomes a problem is Google is going to see that as duplicate content. It's going to see like this whole other domain like duplicating this one over here. What's going to happen is Google is going to get confused about which one it should rank. And yes, you can use things like canonical tags to say that the original domain is the originator of this content, but for the most part you really don't want to even start going down that road. If you have extra domain names and you're not going to build a completely separate and distinct site out of it, and you're just going to forward those domain names into your branded domain, you want to make sure that you're forwarding that domain without the masking on. You don't want to type in all these extra domain names and not have it resolve to the original domain that you're pointing it at. So to recap, duplicate content is not good. You don't want to have two clones of the same site with different domain names, because Google's going to say they're both the same. Instead of ranking one or ranking the other, we'll just rank them both lower. If you have an SEO question you'd like us to answer, go ahead and put it in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. My name is John Locke. The website is lockdowndesign.com. We help manufacturing and industrial companies get more organic search traffic and get more RFQs. Right. Hey. And we're going to call this up. So